Oh goodness, that is what I get for making a decision at the last minute about how I am doing this. Okay, so that is pinned. Hey Sherry, how are you? You probably just missed something highly entertaining. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, so I am live again on YouTube, so my apologies to everybody on YouTube that I lost. I know I lost a couple of Whatnot folks. Hopefully they'll come back to me. So I got this brilliant idea. Hi, Julie. At like five minutes before I was getting ready to go live, that I was going to try OBS again. That was a mistake. Hello, Miss Jessica. Can you hear me? Hopefully. Perfect. Perfect. So first we had no sound, then we had sound on repeat, then we had no sound again. And so yeah. So it's okay. It's all fine. Everything's fine. I'm streaming to YouTube. And I'm there like I should be. And I am opening this up so I can see what is happening there. Okay, there's that. And I apologize, I gotta do one more thing. And then we will get this show on the road here. How is everybody? How's your Friday? Yeah. Well, so when I went into OBS and turned the audio to the right audio source, I could hear the repeat, and I was kind of hoping that was just on my end, even though I should have known better. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is not good. So I used to use OBS all the time, but for whatever reason, it did not like to hold to my YouTube channel, and so I was constantly having to reconnect. Ow! Pinched. That's not good. And so finally I went back to StreamYard and, just paid for the dual cameras and stuff. Hi, everybody. Over on YouTube, how are you? Please know that I am streaming to 2 platforms. So keep trying to keep up with the challenging. So, okay. So I know. So I'm going to have to play with it again at some point, I guess. I'm going to angle the camera down here so you all can see what I'm doing. We're going to move this over here so I can see it a little bit better. Okay. Or not. There we go. All right. Is my audio still okay, Jess? Okay. So essentially what we're doing today is putting together a little Valentine's Day themed folio. But the first thing I wanted to show you all was a couple of bookmarks. So these are going to be some giveaways. I'm going to have to relist those. I know, isn't it cute? So I've got this one and this one. They've just got X's and O's on the back. So these are mine. The bookmarks are my design. I do a freebie Friday every Friday on my website, and there would have been show notes, but that didn't happen. So it's girlfridaycrafts.com/freebie-Friday. And then all of these have like candy with the chocolate doesn't ask stupid questions. Chocolate just understands. And then all you need is love and a good book. So those are out there on my website. And let me throw that up in the show notes real quick. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will come back and put that in the video description, but that link is actually in almost every description on any of my yep, YouTube folks, I see ya. I am multi-streaming to 2 platforms, so trying to keep up with both chats. Lost my train of thought. Okay, so those are the bookmarks. Just wanted to show you guys those. And then I wanted to show you something else that I just got today, which is another Valentine's Day little kit. Y'all know I can't do this camera. I always go the wrong way. But this is going to be a little ring bound Valentine's Day journal. So I just got this design today, so I haven't even gone through it already or completely. And so I'm really excited about this one too. All kinds of fun stuff and little things to like put in the ring binders and things like that. But that is not why we are here today. We are here today to do this little bumblebee one. And if you were watching me the other day, I tried to do this, and it's always hilarious to me when I can't manage to put together my own stuff. And I had some, let's just say I had some challenges. So we've got it together today. I even have notes today so that I don't screw it up again. So this is actually the cover, although it doesn't look like it would be the cover. And these are some of our inside pages. So this is scored. I've already cut most of this out because having you all sit here and watch me cut is about as boring as today is long. And so we're going to get out my score tape. Won't be this one and this one. And the kits for this are in my buy now. And actually, let me get a flash sale going on these. You have 2 options. You can get the kit with just ribbon, or you can get the kit with ribbon and like other embellishments, which we'll talk about in a minute. I always do them with ribbon. I can't sell a kit without ribbon. It's just not in my nature. It is a physical product, so it will come shipped to you. Okay, so both of those are running on flash sale right now. Both options. All right. So, and this one actually comes with like full written instructions, but this is also going to my YouTube channel so that you have the tutorial here. Okay. So these go like this and go together. The hearts don't necessarily line up by color. We're going to do some double-sided tape for this one. So this kit is just regular paper. I always put one together with just regular paper first before I put one together with like my good paper, in case I mess it up, you know, like I did last week. Hee hee. What is everybody else doing other than getting injured by cabinetry? Ow. Been there, done that. What's everybody doing this weekend? Okay. True or false? Christmas decorations are still up for those of you who put up Christmas decorations. Be honest, because mine are still up. And they have to come down this weekend because it's actually driving me crazy. I typically don't take stuff down until Martin Luther King weekend, and yeah, that's what this weekend is. You got yours put away. You want to come do mine? I really do not. I mean, I always hate taking them down. Okay, so we've got that, and then this edge right here. Y'all can see that. I'm trying to get this right. Finishing tidying the house as the cabinet is finished, so I can hide doom boxes inside. Get ready. Oh, birthday party! Yay! Oh, that's right. I forgot she had a birthday recently. Okay, so then we're going to do double-sided tape again. On this part. And also a little glue. New Year's, baby. Hee hee. I was a 3 weeks before Christmas baby. Exactly. So just far enough away that my parents actually always did a pretty good job of keeping everything separated. It is hard because you're just coming out of the holidays. My sister has one of my niece's birthdays is in November. And then we have Christmas, and then her oldest birthday is in January. It's January 13th, and her youngest's birthday is January 6th. So she's got them like all right there. Okay. So I'm going to try not to make y'all nauseous, but I'm going to try to get this camera. There. That's better. That's better. Now you have more of a view. Okay. So this is actually all the inside of this folio. And I scored it already, but there's little marks on the sheets on where to score the pages. So that when it folds, it all folds in right. So I have everything scored already. And then we've got this, which is actually the outside cover, January 29th. Stepdad's February 3rd, always Super Bowl. Yeah, that would kind of suck. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then these are also inside covers. So we're going to flip this over. And I need to score this. So you almost can't see it. And I don't know if you all can even see it there. But you see that little red line right there? That's actually a score line. So I need to score this right there-ish. And then we score again where the edge of this light pink plaid paper meets that binding piece. Okay, I can't do it that way. This is the one thing I don't like about doing these in just regular paper is they do not score as easily. Like the better paper scores better. Alright, so now that's scored. It's actually going to have to fold this way. I do try to score everything before I glue it down. My 16th birthday is when Mom made me make my own dessert and dinner. Ah! Yeah, so my mom's birthday is November 22nd. So it was her 12th birthday, the day that Kennedy was assassinated. She always talks about like how that sucked, like for a myriad number of reasons. You know, they got sent home from school early, which is like, yay, you know, like that's super exciting. I mean, not for that reason, but she was 12, so, you know. But like my grandmother, of course, was just like beside herself. You know, no cake, no happy birthday, like no nothing. So yeah, I was like, yeah, that would kind of suck. All right, I'm gonna turn this upside down because it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to line it up that way, and try to line this up as best as I can so that those score lines are right. Obviously you can trim it, but for everything to kind of fit the way it's supposed to, those score lines need to line up. Yeah, it does. It really does. You know, some of my girlfriends and I talk about the fact that we spend our whole adult lives trying to get over the trauma of childhood. And we're going to fold this back in like this. And so this folds in this way. And then this will fold in this way once we put the other pieces on it. And then you have this little, like, folio kind of thing. So let's get these other pieces on there. I'm a little off, so we'll have to do some trimming. Flip this over, do it on the right side. And so then these two pieces go inside here like this. And this needs to be, okay, this is the wider, so I don't know if y'all can see this either. So you've got score marks on this one and score marks on this one. One is wider than the other, and the wider is the one that's in the center. So this piece that has the wider score marks on it, hi Jill, how are you? Is the one that needs to go closest to the front cover. So it's going to go like that. Well, like that. So we're going to do this one first, so that I'm not trying to cram this piece in between the other two. I'm going to get my glue on here. You can also just use double-sided tape for all of this. You can also use glue, and probably should have, well, when I put together one with real paper, with my good paper, not just printer paper, I'll do double-sided tape and glue on these pieces, because we want them to be like really super stable. This is one of those things that you can gift to someone that is truly card worthy. This would make a very nice Valentine's Day card for somebody who is worth the time and effort. Not everybody is card worthy like that. And so then you've got these little score marks here. Almost barely see that little red line. Ooh. I'm gonna have to come under that with some liquid glue. My, with it being so dry, the air being so dry, my glue stick, when I use it, is drying out like crazy fast. I like glue sticks better than liquid glue because I am heavy-handed with the liquid glue, and so I tend to make a mess with it. So I like glue stick better because it doesn't bleed out. But this time of year, trying to do this, almost like by now, like my glue on this is starting to dry. But I have my little Tombow liquid glue or my zip dry that has the little nozzles on them that make them easy when you need to like get into a small space. All right. Actually, we're going to do that real quick. I did not ink the edges on any of these pages. I would normally do that. I can ink some of it after the fact, which is fine. And you don't have to ink the edges at all. That is completely optional. My dogs are going to start barking in a second. My husband is getting home from an appointment. So here's that. They're gonna say hi. You're gonna hear the chorus. All right, this is our inside. Oh wow, see, like this whole thing just completely came apart because that glue stick, the glue had dried before I got it all put together. I'm gonna do a little more here. Wow, they didn't make a sound. Interesting. It's, usually quite the intruder alert. Ooh, that one's getting, I'm gonna have to find another glue stick. All right, so over here we have this. Get this scored like that, and then this folds like that. See, my whole like bound edge is coming undone. Okay, glue, more glue. Maybe this time of year it's got to be double-sided tape. Just don't even bother with the glue. Okay, and again, this is just sort of a me figuring out how to put it together kind of thing. So, all right, so these fold in, and these fold in, and this folds like that. And this is our little, the Ragged Ranch. Welcome in, how are you? And now we're going to decorate it, which is the fun part. Let me get a giveaway started. Why? Okay, I thought I added the, no. I thought I added the giveaways back in there. Hold on one second. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning. I had to go out and come back in. And so I lost some stuff. Why? There we go. Okay. Okay. Also very weird. All right, so we've got a giveaway started now for one of these little Valentine's Day bookmarks. Hey, Amber, how are you? So we got one of these running right now. I will laminate this and put a little tassel on it. So that is running. How are you, Amber? How's your day been? What are you doing this weekend? Now the dogs come to see what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got a little waterfall to put in here. If I could get this in front of the camera, right? Sorry. And then we've got 2 pockets to put in here. Oh, actually, there's another page for that waterfall too. Where is the other pockets? Really? I thought there were 2 that size, but maybe not. Okay. So let's do, oh wait. Nope, there it is. I knew it. I was not making things up. Okay, so we've got 2 pockets, folders, whatever. I hope to tidy, organize my basement. Yes, that is part of my plan for the weekend. Is to keep working in the space. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi. I've almost got the room itself, like my craft room itself, the way I want it. That doesn't say much for some of the rest of the house, but you know, it's all process. Actually, when I'm done here, I'll probably be on for another, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes. It's about 40 degrees here. It's kind of overcast, so I'm sure even at that it's cold. But I need to finish taking down the outside Christmas decorations. We're the only house left in our neighborhood that has outside Christmas decorations. Thank you, Jessica. Still up. And then, I'll work on taking the inside decorations down over the weekend. I have to do that a little bit at a time because I can't deal with doing it all at once. It makes me cranky. I love putting it up. I hate taking it down. That's the only reason I ever think about not doing it, is because that means I have to take it down. I didn't tell my husband this, but I almost took it down Christmas weekend. But I was late getting everything up. Like, our tree never even got really decorated. I mean, there's some ornaments on it, but I didn't pull out all of them. But I was almost like, okay, it was up. Christmas is over. Let's take it all down now. And I'm debating, this is the dumbest thing ever. So I got a new tree this year. I only decorated a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the living room and the dining room and all that kind of looks like, you know, the North Pole blew up. And I like it. I really do. I've made some transitions. Like last year, I got rid of everything almost because I was like, nope, I don't like any of this anymore. And so that's part of the reason that it took me so long to get everything decorated this year, is because I was sort of starting from scratch. But I got a new tree. Got rid of our tree last year because I wanted a smaller one, and I got a new one, but dumbass me was not paying attention when I got that new tree, and it's the exact same size as the one we had. It's not as full. I had a pre-lit tree that's easy to put up and take down. Kids do ornaments, few simple, nice. And it's not as full, but it is as tall. I do like it because it has different light settings and it has twinkle lights and stuff. But part of me is like, okay, do I want to try and get rid of this one? I also want to see if the boys will help me shrink wrap it because I really want to put it back in the box that it came in to store it, because that'll fit better where I need it to fit in the unfinished part of the basement. But I can't shrink wrap it by myself. That is going to require that's going to require like probably all three of those. Yay! Sorry, I didn't even see that it pulled. Congratulations. So I will get that laminated, and I will get the little tassel on it and get it in the mail. Yeah, I've got my phone here and whatnot pulled up on the computer and YouTube pulled up on the iPad. Like, I don't know where to watch. All right, where are my instructions? Where did she put these? Oh, who cares? All right, so we're gonna put this, actually, I'm gonna put this on the inside. And I did just do double-sided tape this time because I'm not dealing with the glue. And, no, I'm gonna put this here. That fold. Better. Ah, well, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. There we go. Alright. That. There. And that is crooked. But that's okay. It does not matter. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Okay. So that is on our little inside cover right there. And then we're going to cut this other one out real quick, and we're going to put that one on this inside cover there. Has anybody been watching the handmade market today? Have you been seeing good stuff? I wasn't sure with it being a holiday weekend if it would be slower or busier. Ooh, I got my so I got my email invitation. Okay, bye, hun. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Don't get pinched by the cabinets anymore. I got my email invite for Battle of the Best the other day, and I got my show listed yesterday, but I got my battle item picture listed today. I'm very excited about it. I think I am going to have to offer to well, I don't have to, but I think I am going to offer to share the shipping cost with whoever wins it, because I think all packed, it's going to be like 9 pounds. It's a beast. But it's just too good. It's just too good. I wanted to get all of this cut before today, so I didn't have to cut any of it live, but I ended up having a meeting last night, and so I did not have a chance to do that. So we'll get this in, and I'll get that waterfall put in, and then I'll show you all some of the oh, I didn't pull out, I don't know where they are, so we'll talk about some of the other like little embellishments and stuff that go with this. I forgot to pull those all out. I got sidetracked. Got distracted. And so then, okay, this is funny. And I have explicit turned on. So, hello, how are you? Welcome in. I got, so I'm in an Illinois sellers chat group, and somebody posted in the group about a raid train in March. And I forget what the actual name of the train is, but it's all based on weird Southern phrases. And the host of the train like put together a list of the phrases so that you could pick your phrase and sort of plan your show around that. And so I got a spot. There were 2 spots open. I got a spot, and I opted for the sweating like a whore in church. Just because sarcastic, snarky stuff is all my thing. But I was trying to put in the chat on whatnot that's what I was taking, not remembering that they were not going to let me put that word in the chat, and even like trying to not spell it out all the way. It kept like, this message violates our community standard. I'm like, son of a, how am I supposed to tell people what I'm doing? So I just went with the number that it was on the list. But I was thinking about making myself a t-shirt. I don't know if y'all have seen the phrases, the stickers and stuff, or the cards that say only whores can read this. I was thinking about making myself a shirt for that show that says that. Like, I'd love to do that, but I'd be so afraid that somebody'd get pissed off. But I'll talk to the host and see what she thinks. But I think it would be funny, especially if I like had some for sale in my buy now. Your secret is to have no standards. Hey Tony, how are you? Alright, get this edge inked up here. Forgot to do that before I cut the tape. What have you all got going on this weekend? Any thrifting? I'm debating whether or not I want to go to the flea market on Sunday. Well, not really debating. I want to go. It's just a matter of whether or not I can. Whether or not I have time. I've got a million things to do this weekend. Yes. Springfield Flea Market. 3rd Sunday of most months. Like, they don't do it in August because of the fair. And then I don't think they do it in May because so much space in the fairgrounds gets rented out for wedding receptions and stuff. So I don't think they do it in May, but most months. Ooh, I want to go back, Tony, to our Illinois sellers chat because people were talking about going to the thing in Peoria and doing little, kind of mini meetups. And if we're going to do that, if anybody wants to do that, I want to figure out which weekend I can go. So I think that would be fun. And not much of a haul for me, which would be great. Alright, so we're going to line this up here. Oh, I think I dropped that a little too low. It's going to be sticking out of the bottom. Yep, it's alright. Okay, fold that in like that. More glue problems that I'm going to have to fix. Let's see if I can fix that. My glue stick and I were not getting along. So, do that. Alright, so now we've got that. Now I will say these hold much better when it's not just printer paper. So we've got that. And it folds out. Which way do I go? Go that way. My little pockets, and then, you know, it folds out like that. So we're going to put the waterfall on the inside of that. And there's actually a piece of the waterfall that I did not cut out. Let me get that cut. And you can split the waterfall up. There's like 7 pieces to it, 8 pieces to it. So you can do it all in one spot, or you can split it up and have it in multiple places. Or not put it in there at all. You can use the waterfall pieces for something else entirely if you wanted. I think I'm going to put it all in there as one piece. Hello, Gabriel Peace. I've been looking at looking for a lily. Oh my God, that is too funny. So, Tony, so I think I told you, or I think I mentioned in one of my shows that, like, I made the mistake of introducing my mother to Fenton and Ellie Smith and Mosser and like all that stuff. And so now she's like always like looking for stuff, and she's full on in thrifting mode. My mother, who does not like stuff for her is just, you know, something to collect dust. My mother, who attaches no sentimentality to anything at all whatsoever, has now decided that she likes stuff, but she wants to buy it, but then buy it for me. And I'm like, Mom, I am at that place in my life where I am trying to downsize. You know, my son is not a collector of any of that kind of stuff. So, like, what the hell is he going to do with it when the time comes? I mean, I do have a nephew and 2 nieces, but, you know, like, who don't have other aunts and uncles. But good grief. So, a while ago, she sent me a text, and she's like, so have you heard of Mosser? I'm like, yeah, Mom, I've heard of Mosser. I did that with my aunt. Now she's buying $1,000 biking nails. Oh my God. But she's keeping them. She's not buying them to pass them on to you, right? Like, my mom's buying this shit and just giving it to me. I'm like, I don't want it. Don't want more crap in my house. That's why I have to have self-control when I'm in your all shows, because I'm like, nope, I love it. It's beautiful. Nope. Nope, not buying it. She's like, have you heard of Mosser? I'm like, yeah, I know Mosser. She's like, okay, because I bought you this really pretty Mosser fairy lamp today. Mom, no. So then she texted me these dishes that she bought that I swear to God, I thought she was like going to be like, I bought these for you. And I was going to be like, no, you didn't. But she didn't say that. But I will say, hey, Moody, how are you? Right when the last lady croaks and I'm rating one lady croaks and rating her house. That's funny. But she did text me the other day, because when she was here and we were sort of thrifting together, I told her when I was little, she had these, I don't know if they were real milk glass, but these white pedestal sundae cups that had the, you know, sort of the ruffled edges. There was no pattern or anything on them. They weren't hobnail or anything. But she used to make pudding back, you know, when you had to cook it on the stove and put it in the refrigerator. And she, you know, put them in that, and we always had it in the refrigerator. And I have been looking for those pudding cups for years. She found them on eBay. I don't remember how much to pay for them. It wasn't much. I looked when she sent me the listing, and she's like, "Are these the ones that we had?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Okay, good, because I just bought them for you." Now that I appreciate. It is collecting beautiful memories. It absolutely is. But it's also, so we went through a whole thing when my step grandmother passed away. My stepdad inherited her 150-year-old family farmstead and let it sit for 10 years because he couldn't deal with it. And it was packed to the brim of everything that came from everybody in the family, because the house was where everything went when people passed away. Well, when my stepdad died, my mom inherited that house and all of that stuff. And ever since then, I have just been acutely aware of what it's like to be on the receiving end. We have one child who, and I don't want him to have to go through anything like what my mom and I had to go through. So yes, it is beautiful memories, and I do appreciate her thinking about it, but it's just so, like, I don't know what to do with it as we are trying to get rid of stuff, not accumulate stuff. Especially because it's like she wants it for her, but she's not going to keep it because she doesn't want the stuff. Yeah, I mean, the memories are better than the objects for sure. I'll take that any day. I think I just did that wrong. I will take that any day. Let's see. That's all right. It doesn't matter. It's what I get for talking, and I get to talking and not paying attention. So we're building out our little waterfall. Oh, I have memories attached to objects for sure. I have always attached sentimentality to stuff, which is how I have ended up with the mass amount of stuff that I have, because I attach sentimentality to it. So, and then when Jesse died and my mom and I cleaned out the house, I had so much stuff that I took just as a sentimentality grab because I couldn't deal with, the idea of it going to the estate sale or, whatever. And now I'm like, okay. So like, yeah, absolutely. And I have like a whole collection of Jesse's pipes on a shelf in our bedroom closet, like, that you can see. But then there's stuff that I have that was just, I don't know, because I just, at the time, I couldn't deal with letting it go. And so, but that's what, so Tony, I'm in Battle of the Best this month. And my battle item is actually came from the farm. It's a 1922 glass butter churn that still works. Like, the churn still moves. But that's, it came from there, and I guarantee you it had been sitting there since 1922. Well, okay, let's see if I can do this. Every holiday, yeah, right. I mean, there's pros and cons, and there's things like, I collect Wizard of Oz stuff. Everybody's kind of learned that I'm kind of picky about it. So, they, people know what kind of style and stuff of it that I like, because it's not just it's not just anything. But I've been collecting Wizard of Oz stuff since I was little. I collect lions. So there's absolutely that. When I was happy because when I got the battle invite, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go get something or try to make something. And then I was like, oh no, I've got a tub of stuff. You have a what? Still in the what? Oh, you and I are so going to have to talk. But I was like, oh no, I have a plastic tub of stuff from the farm out in the garage. Oh, so let's go see what's in that. And that butter churn was in there. I was like, oh, sweet. There's an old kerosene lamp in there. There's some other stuff in there too that I need to pull out and see what's in there. All right, one last piece on this waterfall to put together. And we'll walk through a little bit of what the other, because then it's all just like tags and embellishments and stuff like that. I'm cutting my tape pieces too long here. From the early 70s, like us, right? Yeah, vintage. Jesus. I hate thinking about the fact that like stuff from the 80s is like considered vintage now. I'm like, no, that is just wrong. So wrong. All right. So this last piece, part that I did wrong, that's okay. It would help if I measured that before I cut it, but that's okay. That requires effort. Oh, yes. I know, they absolutely are. I'm gonna run this last giveaway. Oh, well, okay, I'm so confused. Whatnot has been whatnotting. Got a giveaway running for a Valentine's Day bookmark. So this is going to get laminated and punch a hole in it, and I'll have a little, with the little bookmark tassels on it. So when my mom and I were thrifting, I never really collected Beanie Babies except for the lions. And then I had one that was my ex-father-in-law's. And I always look for ones that are on my birthday. So if I can find one that was born on my birthday, I will get it. But I've only found like one or two ever. Yeah, well, I had problems earlier. That was me, user problems, because I was trying to do OBS. And I haven't tried to do OBS on Whatnot in a while. And like 5 minutes before I went live, I was like, ooh, let's do this. No, don't ever do that. I know this by now. Don't ever do something technological 2 minutes before you go live. But it was weird because I thought when I restarted the show that I had put the giveaways in. And when I went to run the first one, it wasn't there. So I added them in. And I thought I put 2 in there because I only had 2 bookmarks made. And now it says I have 3, which I don't. So, okay. Yes, OBS. So when I first started streaming, oh, that is so crooked. Well, hell's bells. That's all right. When I first started streaming to YouTube, I was doing OBS because you couldn't do 2 cameras in StreamYard on the free plan, and OBS is free. So there's my little waterfall. Got all the little bees, and just some blank pages to do with what you will. And then this, and that's why the edges of this are scored the way they are, so that it's big enough that you can fit all of this stuff in there. So I was using OBS so I could do 2 cameras. And you can do really cool stuff with OBS. Like all the video game streamers use OBS. Not all, but a lot of them. But then I don't know if it was a computer update, an OBS update. Every time I did it, it jacked up my YouTube channel. So that if I was using StreamYard or something like that, the settings were always wrong and all messed up. And so finally, I just went back to StreamYard. Okay, so this is all the rest of the stuff that's in here for me to still put together and decorate. You've got your little candy hearts, and you've got your little folders and pockets, and we've got all kinds of little tags. I think, did I miss a part of my waterfall? Oh no, so this is a flap that goes on the top of that folder. So you make this little folder / pocket thing and put that little flap right there on the top of that, and more tags and stuff. And then I have little metal Valentine's Day and Bumblebee embellishments. And then of course, because it is not a paper crafting project, if it does not involve ribbon, okay. Wow. I don't want to, well, I'm going to cut this because I'm not keeping my ribbon in this bag. No, I'm not, because I want the bag. Come on. Or not. And then I've got little Valentine's ribbon. Like that. And I've got little bee ribbon like that. So we'll combine all that together. Okay, so that was the start of my project for today. Obviously, I need to get this finished. That'll be a sit in front of the TV later tonight. OBS. I do feel like sometimes OBS is witchcraft. Although you can do some really cool stuff with it too. So, okay. I'm gonna pull this over here. And you all can't see me. There we go. Get my camera out of the way. Okay, well, so that's it for me for today, everybody. I have, how many days do I have left? I have 10 days left of the Flamingo Challenge. I think that's right. 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yes, 10 days. 10 more days. I will be on live every day. The shows are listed. The times are likely to change. Do I know what I'm doing from one show to the next? Nope, absolutely not. I do know that next Wednesday I will be in the Attic Crawl raid train. That is listed. Items are posted. I'll be adding some more things, but a lot of stuff's listed. I'll be in the Handmade Market again next Friday. Next Sunday I will be in Battle of the Best. So if you've never watched Battle of the Best, it is entertaining, if nothing else. It is 5 minutes. You have one battle item to run. It starts at $1. You run it for about 2 minutes. And it's supposed to be, I mean, it's a battle item, right? You're looking for whoever sells their item for the most money. So it's supposed to be banger. It's a cross platform or cross community, or what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. It's across all like sales. It's anything. It doesn't have to be vintage decor. It doesn't have to be handmade. it's everything. But it's super fun to watch because all of the sudden your brain stops working. 5-minute rate train, your brain just blips out. And so if nothing else, it's entertaining. But my Battle of the Best show is posted. My battle item is listed. I need to do a preview show for that, so I will do that at some point. I think one day next week we're going to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon because I think that would be fun. And then there'll be days that I'm on for 20 minutes just to say that I made my 20 minutes for the challenge. So come hang out with me. I will see you all sometime tomorrow. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Let me go see who might be on in the market or either in the Flamingo Challenge or maybe both. Let's see. Custom word burning is on. Tober is on. Let's go raid Tober because I know Tober is doing the challenge. I think custom wood burning is too. But Tober's raided me a couple of times. Not what I wanted to do. Okay. Hi. Wow. Okay. Create a raid. Apparently I hit the wrong thing. Ooh, Heightened is on. Let's go see Heightened. Let's go say hi to Mickey, everybody. Talk to y'all later.